With initiatives like Cyber Maryland that will make Maryland America's leader in cybersecurity and create job opportunities for many Marylanders, Governor Omalley has proven that the issue of economic development is at the core of his policies. Businesses can thrive only if there is a system in place that allows for stability and growth. There must be a synergy between the business community and the elected officials chosen to represent it. Thus far, the governor has shown that he is of the same mind. We're very proud and pleased to welcome our Honorable Martin Omalley, Governor of the great state of Maryland, to share with us this morning. Thank you.
Rhonda, thank you very much. It's great to be with all of you in gorgeous Prince George's County, and I thank our hosts here for this beautiful setting at the Country Club. I want to thank Rhonda Slade for her kind introduction, and also Denise Staples and all of the staff from the Chamber, and Tom Graham, my friend at PEPCO. Tom was kind enough to sponsor the Prince George's kickoff of MBE University in December. Lawando Jenkins, Secretary Jenkins, remembers that fondly. And the Political Impact Breakfast. It's wonderful to be here in gorgeous Prince George's County, one of the most dynamic and forward-leaning counties in all the United States of America, a county where people are united by their belief in the dignity of every individual, by their understanding that each of us makes a difference and each of us must try, and also by their belief that our diversity is our strength and that we're all in this together. This is a great county, and it is at the center of so much of the progress that defines our state, a state that excels in the toughest of times. It is the backbone of our state's economy and potential for creating jobs, driving innovation, and getting people back to work. Prince George's County today is not only being visited by your humble governor, but is also being visited by the President of the United States as he comes to Hyattsville today for an announcement about the latest job numbers, which came out in May, which are going to be positive job creation. I just thought you'd be glad to hear that. It's embargoed until 11 a.m., so don't put me in the President's doghouse by letting them know that I gave you that news ahead of time. Because of our shared efforts to move Maryland forward, over 4 years, we've been able, I know that there's a person here from Prince George's County Schools. The business of Maryland is business. Quality of life is at the center of our ability to create sustainable profits and to be able to create what we hope will be a stronger and ever-growing middle class. And I think the two things that define quality of life, one of them is public safety and safety in our neighborhoods, and the other one is the quality of the education that we're able to give to our children and the next generation. Over these last 4 really difficult years, all of you have had to make difficult decisions as business people, as CEOs, and as your trustee over this corporation known as the state of Maryland. We've had to make a lot of tough decisions as well. But even with that, we have protected record investments in public education. In fact, this year, even with a state budget that's been reduced to the smallest size on a per capita basis that it's been since 1973, even with $5.6 billion in cuts over these last 4 years, still this was a record amount of investment in public education from the state to the various counties in Maryland. And our kids are not letting us down. Over 4 years here in Prince George's County, we've seen an increase in the number of students taking advanced placement exams, 140% increase. And 50% more county students are earning passing scores at the highest level, the 3 or 4 or 5. At the beginning of last month, I had occasion to be here standing alongside the men and women who put on that uniform every day, put on the gun and the badge, go out and lay their lives on the line for the rest of us. The foundation of any great community is public safety. And Prince George's County's police department, county government, and neighbors have really made some strides that are leading the state in terms of reducing violent crime and reducing auto thefts. We've been able together here in Prince George's County to drive violent crime down to its lowest rate since 1984. We've also been able to deliver life-saving results of reducing overall crime to its lowest level since 1975. And auto thefts are at their lowest rate that they've been since 1985, almost a 40% reduction, I think, just in the last few years, with committed work, with partnerships, with new technology like the tag readers being forwarded into the hands of local law enforcement. The other area where Prince George's County helps and really leads our state forward is in realizing the tremendous economic potential that is our diversity, leveraging that potential, making the most of that potential, which I believe is one of the greatest strengths we have as a state. We are on pace, thanks to Secretary Jenkins' good work, we are on pace to actually be the first administration in history to actually hit our 25% MBE goal. We've long had that goal. People like Perrin Mitchell and other pioneering leaders called us to that goal. It's the highest MBE goal in the country, but we had never hit it before. Well, this year, even as the rest of the budget contracted, we actually were able to increase MBE dollars from $833 million to about $1.2 billion. What, am I right? 1.3 billion. All right, 1.3 billion. And that's why she's the Secretary of Minority Business Development. But within that 25% has been, even in these 4 years with a contracting state budget, has been an 80% increase in dollars invested with African-American owned firms in our state. One of the great things about the people of our state is in times of adversity, we don't make excuses. We make progress. As Marylanders, we move forward, not back. So we move forward and not back to improve public safety. Yes, even in tough times. In fact, maybe it's more important than tough times. We move forward, not back, to improve the quality of the education that we're able to pass to the next generation. We move forward, not back, to hit our MBE goals, particularly because these are tough times. And our top focus continues to be each and every day on doing everything we can to create jobs, to save jobs, and to improve the conditions and the quality of life that allow our businesses, large, small, family-owned and publicly traded, to be able to create jobs. Speaking of creating jobs, I want to welcome Marshall Bays of Ackerman Security to the great state of Maryland. There's 16 people in your office right now. They're huge in Atlanta, private security firm.
Yes, sir. That's
16 here, and we know it will grow to 1,600 right quick.
job secure.
And so we welcome you here to our state. We don't make excuses, we make progress. And I wanted to just touch on a few of the things that sometimes one of the unfortunate aspects of our character is that as Marylanders, we sometimes suffer from a pathological modesty, don't we? I mean, we know we're good. If we hear that we're that we rank second in some defining category, we nod and then ask our wives, who's number one? And yet at the same time, we don't tell our story and we don't promote our story perhaps as much as we should. And so I just wanted to lay out a few facts, which can be stubborn but sometimes hopeful things, and then we'll open it up to some questions or answers, and I hope you have some answers, because I'm really looking for answers. I don't know how this next chapter comes out. In fact, watching the news between the oil spill and the euro, we were having a little too much excitement over the last couple of weeks. I'd like to see things settle down into a nice, steady upward path. But I want to share just a few things with you. Because of the choices we've made together, your state is weathering this national economic downturn far better than virtually any other state in the union. That's something that is a little comfort to a mom or dad who spend their whole day, fighting the wolves of foreclosure away from the front door, or going to work and finding out that there is no more job at their work. I know that's little comfort, and we still have a lot of work to do.